Yo, we back with Terra Invicta going into part 2 today. And yeah, we are going to do the side job now. So basically, I think we open up. Takeaway, as she said, has gotten you guys a job, a little side thing to make some extra cash with. And I think we start with an aerial shot of the Champions District. We see this upper corner up here of Calabar, and we focus in on the huge whopping arena, the Calabar arena, that dominates much of Champions District. And then we kind of, aerial shot into the window of this kind of adjunct building over here. And we see the four of you either sitting or standing, doing whatever you would do in this situation in an office that doesn't really look like an office, really. It's like honestly, it looks like a kind of like a sweat lodge, but it's in a normal wooden European building. But like, maybe there's like a low table, and so whether or not you guys would be like lounging at this like kind of low table, or like on these cushions or standing or whatever you would be doing, I think there is a big lion man, right? So these are called leonins, and literally it's like I'll just show you the token I grabbed, but
so he definitely ain't a truthin' man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is a leonin named Kosan. He's like a white lion, basically.
Yeah, it is a Johnny.
And so he looks like that. He doesn't look super like intimidating or aggressive right now. Honestly, he is super relaxed. He is probably eating like meat, like mutton or something. Just kind of like chewing and looking up you guys, lounging like you would at this kind of low table, almost like with your elbow up, and he's just like and like looking at you guys. And so his name is Kosan, and he says,
"The great Kosan."
Not a Koza, Kosan. And this guy, this guy as the he's a semi-popular figure in Champions District and Calabar as a whole. He is the leader of the Iron Brigade, which is like the monster hunting organization that like runs the Calabar arena. And let me find real quick.
Basically, he's in charge of like getting the monsters that like compete in the
thing. I mean, he's in charge of the organization and in charge of running. So yeah, let me just find the little blurb I have here.
Is this the same day?
This would be
I think it would be like
let's say the next day.
Day or two later.
Yeah, let's say most of that downtime stuff happened on, well, what do we say, the 5th?
5th, yeah.
And so now we're on the 6th of November.
But would I know that we're going to this place?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. It's important for the spells I'm preparing.
Yep. So yeah, Kosan is a charismatic and likable, in air quotes, reformed barbarian, right? So this is like a guy who used to live in the savage wilds with his Leonin tribe, right? And like hunt elephants and that sort of stuff, right? Like giant monsters and whatnot. Get into tribal wars. But he is, he you don't know a whole lot about his like actual like history except for the fact that he like came to Calabar, reformed his life, and now he's actually, honestly, he's wearing, I think he still wears his like tribal getup. Like he has this kind of like almost like it's a toga-ish sort of thing, but more like, tribal, like, cheetah skin sort of thing, right? But he's obviously very well groomed. He has, his mane is very well brushed, like everything is very clean. And he's decked out his little office sweat lodge thing here.
Basically, what you're saying is the guy totally sold out.
Yes, the other barbarians would say he sold out, definitely. But
Sold out to the corporate guy.
So is he like drinking his drink with like the pinky out and everything?
Pretty much, yeah. And he doesn't wear like the pompous European noble clothing, but he definitely, like in almost every other regard, acts like a European nobleman of some repute. Yeah, he definitely, like, his office here still has like plenty of tribal decorations, but even the way it's presented, it's still like, I am a nobleman sort of a vibe, not a,
Right.
I just threw this stuff in here because I needed my stuff here. But yeah, so he runs the group of hunters and mercenaries known as the Iron Brigade. They do more than just like capture monsters or hunt monsters. They also hire out as mercenaries. They've dealt with threats to Calabar in the past in various ways. Soldier group of one sort or another. But yeah, so the headquarters of the Iron Brigade here serve as both a meeting hall, a public museum. So there's lots of trophies and stuff from various like monsters they've hunted and whatnot, and an adjunct to the nearby arena. So he's talking to you here, and you know that about him. The other stuff that you would know about, like the Calabar arena itself, it's obviously one of the more popular entertainment venues in Calabar. It's very extensive, as you can see. It's pretty large. Fights are scheduled at a minimum of once per week by the Iron Brigade. Fights in the Calabar arena are generally not to the death, but are often used to settle debts and conflicts between people and organizations. Obviously, they also have magical healers on hand in case something gets worse. At other times, the Iron Brigade sponsors what are known as Iron Challenges, in which local heroes and mercenaries fight against dangerous creatures. The last piece of rumor you probably picked up is the brigade. Why can I not say that word? The brigade is said to be preparing a yearly event that pits numerous teams of gladiators against each other's. Not something never before seen in the region, although they have yet to announce a date for the first competition. So they're gearing up for some sort of big, like, annual thing they want to do that they've been hinting at recently. But yeah, lots of arena fights happen here. And so Kosan has, just invited you in, asked you either sit or stand or do whatever you want. He doesn't care. What do we see from you guys as he's kind of lounging?
Takely will like sit down like on the cushions, but like back straight up kind of a thing.
Classic Takui posture.
Ellie
is looking very sad at all the dead animals.
Yeah, there are a lot of dead animal skins and
Poor
things here.
Deli.
Yeah.
Not the place for her.
No.
I would be on a cushion, sitting crisscross on it. Very relaxed.
Yeah, Anna and Takui just mirroring each other. Audrey?
I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea what Audrin would be doing.
Yeah, I mean, would he be sitting or standing? I guess are the main things.
Probably standing. I mean, he probably like leaning up against the wall.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Deli, you say you were standing too or sitting?
Probably standing so I can actually see.
Yeah.
Looking at all
Fair.
the dead.
Standing on the chair.
Again, it's a low table, and there aren't any chairs. It's just cushions surrounding it. So yeah, you could see either way, but yeah,
you might be sitting on one of the chairs, sitting on one of the cushions. Then
okay, yep. A little bit more uneasily than Anna and Takui are, though. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Yeah. So Kosan has just invited you in and done that, and then he says, please help yourself to any of the meat or drink or anything else you'd like here. And if Kosan was played by an actor, he would be voice acted by Keith David, who is the guy who did the voice for Goliath and Gargoyles, if you know that show. He also did all the narration for most of Ken Burns' documentaries. So deep, smooth African-American voice come out of this dude. Yeah, so he says, help yourself to anything here, and well, as soon as you'd like to get to business, we can get to business, or we can just chat.
To defeat the Huns?
Yeah, you're the one who contacted him, so I guess he's looking at you mainly.
Oh,
Do
okay.
we know what we were contacted for, or just that we were coming here?
Yeah,
Just for a
basically, yeah, it was a job. The things that Kosan said, and he literally, I think it actually was probably, it wasn't Takwi got in contact with Kosan. Kosan probably got in contact with you, because he's trying to keep this on the down low. And so he probably heard about you guys.
Typically why people contact us.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. You're disposable if things go wrong.
But what do we know about this already?
That's all you know. It's just like
all we know.
it's on the down low. He doesn't want a whole lot of people to know about this, but he wants your particular skills.
I think Takwi would make slight small talk first, but not much. She would get down to the chase pretty quickly, but she would, and we don't have to play that out, but she'd be like, it's great to meet you. I've watched a couple, duels myself, and they're always great, things like that. Just like talk them up a little bit.
Oh, you flatter me. You flatter me. I graciously accept the flattery, of course, but you flatter me all the same.
Well, I'm happy to. May we ask why you've invited us here?
Well, yes, we can get down to brass tacks then. There's been...
I think my companions would prefer that. And then she kind of like nods over to Deli, who's clearly like uneasy.
Yeah, maybe you'll look down and realize that even the cushion you're sitting on like was made from some animal skin.
Starts petting it.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of saying that earlier. But.
Yeah. So yeah, he says, you may have heard some rumors, or maybe you haven't. We've been trying to keep it, from the public eye. But there's been some disturbances in the arena recently. Fighters who have collapsed in the middle of a fight. We have been managing to play it off as heat stroke or something else like that, but something more nefarious is happening. I think my gladiators are being poisoned. Now, no one claims to know anything about it, but I think it might be something inside. I think the teams, rivalries as they are, may be, trying to get an upper hand somehow. And I don't know what they're using. I don't know how it's happening. But I need someone to find out who is poisoning my men.
And so she says, is it all teams or only certain teams?
That's the same thing.
So far, and he says, we have about 4 or 5 that regularly perform in the arena, and 2 of them have had these symptoms. Collapsing in the middle of the arena. No one's died yet. And he says some sort of, let me actually pull this up. No, he would, let's see.
Hey, Lore.
Big Bo.
Thank Mickey. He is the god of death.
Yeah, he says, no one's died yet, thank Chineke, but...
Chineke. No, she didn't say that. I'm just like, that's just also like Chineke.
Chineke.
All right.
CH. Yeah.
All right.
It's the kind of machine gun that you shoot out of your chin.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it looks like Chiniki.
Chineke. I don't actually know how it would be pronounced, honestly. That's how it's spelled, at least. But yeah, anyone can make a religion check if they want to know anything about it. Otherwise,
I might actually be good at religion.
I'm
not. No, I'm not.
I have a +1 to religion. I'll make a roll. Why not? Oh, dang. Wow.
Both of you. Wow.
That was not great.
That was
Crits
not
on the
great.
Wrong side of the screen there.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, if you don't recognize it.
Caleb.
Hmm?
Are you drinking pickle juice?
Are you surprised by this?
No, it's just been a while since I actually saw you do that on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he says that, and then he says, so what I want you to do, besides just investigating, well, you're not going to be able to just traipse around the arena without being suspicious, so I'm going to hire you as a new team of gladiators.
Oh.
It will be short-lived, unless you want to remain, and you do a good job, I guess.
We're not short-lived.
But we have an event coming up. Not anything intense or special, but the normal fare. A tournament between the teams. Gonna be some new features you haven't seen before, a monster or two. We always try to mix it up, of course, but it shouldn't be anything that you couldn't handle. And in the meantime, while you're training and just fitting in with the rest of the teams, I want you to find out who's poisoning my gladiators and why.
Do you provide your gladiators with food?
Yeah, he says, as long as you're under my employ, then you'll have access to anything in the adjunct here.
I mainly just meant if that's how they're getting poisoned. I mean,
it might be something like that. I don't know. That's why I'm hiring you.
I was just trying to figure out.
Gladiators are a testy bunch. You can't just accuse someone of poisoning.
Understood. How much are you willing to pay us for this job? Might as well ask.
Yeah, and he says, I don't know, Takui, how much should I pay you? And then you can tell, like, this is like a test. Like, if it's too high, he's going to be like, absolutely not. But yeah, he's giving you the chance to, like...
Hey, would you...
Alyssa, would
how much are you worth?
Would Takui pause?
Probably. I mean, she'd probably like, because that's never happened before. She'd probably like pause and like.
Okay. I don't
think about it for a second.
I think Deli would. Okay, what would it be a save to see if Deli is able to resist just blurting out a number?
Wisdom save.
I'm good with those. Ooh.
Yeah, I think you probably fail.
Okay, if you delay, Deli just goes
50 gold each.
Yeah. So he frowns. And he sniffs.
And Takui kind of looks over at Deli and then looks over at him to like see his reaction.
I'll make an insight check.
Okay.
You delayed.
Oh, yes, there it is.
Yeah, so he's like, you can tell that he thinks that's way too low. So it's literally like he's like, wow, like
per hour.
Right. Like you can tell that he's like, these people don't have a very high estimation of their skills. Like
no, Deli just only needs 50 gold.
Right.
Yeah, she
I'm like, and so Takui will like pat Deli on like the knee kind of a thing. Like she's totally gonna play this up and be like, and then she'll turn to him and be like, good. I apologize. My companion here is, as you can see, a mere child and thinks that 50 gold is more than it's, you know how children are. Okay. She's very capable though.
Yeah, he frowns you probably like, wait a second, why do you have a child?
I mean, like you can see that like clearly she doesn't understand the value of money.
Ellie gives you a death glare.
I don't care, fool. I'm getting us more money. So I understand. So 50 gold each is low. How like would 100 gold each seem fair, or like how much does like based on that insight check?
100 gold each makes more sense. Yeah.
Okay. So she's like,
but you could probably push it and get maybe 150, 200. Maybe.
Okay.
Again, it's a balancing act of like how much, you don't want it to be too much, but also you want to tell him like we are valuable.
Right. No. So I just like try to play it off as like, she's young. She doesn't understand the value of money. She thinks 50 gold is quite a lot. So Takui will like kind of put her hands on the table and just say, we're worth at least 125.
All right, make a persuasion check.
Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe I should.
Takui's doing the talking here. Audrey's just in the corner.
I know.
I was thinking about jumping in, but I figured, she's got this under control.
I feel like this is really important.
Yeah, you could always bring someone in to talk with you. Like, couldn't you?
I mean, if Audrey actually pipes up and says something, maybe he can give me advantage, but I don't know if he actually would or not.
Yeah.
I think Audrey just pretends to pretend is legit pretending here to be bored and and maybe even says, look, if this takes too much time, maybe we need to find something, basically something along the lines of, if this is going to take too much time, we've got a lot of other places where we can take our business, and I want the gold, and I want it quick. Just something to give off the idea that we have other things we could be doing for money.
Yeah, we have other jobs that are
other
on our
options,
table.
other engagements. Yeah.
Okay, advantage.
Okay. Oh, good thing I had it.
Very good thing you had it.
Oh my god.
What is up with this campaign being so swingy?
I don't know.
Yeah, crit success 22. And so he's still frowning, and he's just like staring at you guys, kind of looking between you, and then he just suddenly good. I like people who know their worth. 150 it will be. Each.
And Takewee kind of nods, and she says, "Thank you, that's very generous."
There are a lot of people who come to these arena fights from all over the coast and beyond. This is going to be worth a lot to me to figure out what's going on. And of course, food and board will be provided as long as you're working for me.
Very good. We can begin at your earliest convenience. We have some legal business to finish up here for a little bit, but we can begin. Basically, what I just mean, like, we have some, like,
we'll have errands we'll need to run. Yeah.
But, I'm assuming most of these battles are at night when those things aren't happening. So we can, we can be
actually know when they would be exactly, but yeah,
probably right. They'd probably be like, like
it wouldn't
evening.
Be nighttime.
Like an early evening event kind of a thing, right? Like you have like some muttons
at high noon, unless you're in the wild west.
Fair.
Well, I would figure that they'd want somewhere, wherever they do it, to be somewhere that has plenty of light.
Yeah.
And during
I'd assume they'd have some like torches, like lighting the arena and stuff. And they've got magic people, and
they do have magic, so
light. You can cast sunlight.
Yeah, but you're wasting magic when you can just use the actual sun.
Yeah, but like people have day jobs, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Deli has.
Are we sure about that? Because we sure don't.
We'll solve this problem by saying they have various events at all different times of the day.
Okay,
yeah, just
sounds
depends.
great.
Yeah. We're fighting at 3 a.m.
Not like that, but yeah. So I mean, basically, he's presenting to you like they're going to be training in this facility here. You should basically just go introduce yourselves and start training with them. And then there'll be an event. I think he says tonight, we're doing the preliminary round of a new tournament. You'll probably be in the spotlight because you're new. So get ready for that.
So we may not be going first tonight, but we'll be definitely going on.
Yeah. At some point tonight. Yeah.
Fortunately.
She goes, very good. We'll be ready. We will figure this out for you, sir.
Good. And when you do, you will be paid handsomely.
Very good.
All right, off with you.
And then Takewee just kind of I think what she'll do, right, is she'll just to show good that she'll take one of the glasses of wine that's in front, take a quick gulp, set it down, and be like, have a good day.
Yeah, he just laughs again, heartily, big belly laugh.
Anna definitely, from her crisscross applesauce sitting position, hops up straight to her feet.
Very nice. Yeah, so what does this look like, right? Like you guys are gonna...
It's like the Hunger Games, right? We're all going to the training arena.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to just try and see if anybody looks, not super mean.
Mm-hmm.
Soon after we get out.
So do we know? So we know that there's 5 teams and 2 of them have been poisoned. So clearly they're probably not the right? They wouldn't sabotage their own team. I'm assuming we can probably trust them, kind of a thing. Just like, not that we're just like going to go straight to them and be like, we hear you got poison, but like we can probably rule them out, or like the very least
not start with them.
Yeah, kind of a thing.
Okay, so one thing Deli will say, like as soon as she gets out of the door, she's gonna turn to Takeaway and say,
Hey, I told you, don't touch me.
And she just goes, you almost cost us 100 gold each. You shut your mouth.
Look, not all of us are looking to make a whole bunch of money here, okay? I just need
you literally came to me begging. Like, I want to like try to intimidate her. I want to like, I'd be like, you came to me running yesterday, begging for money. So I don't want to hear any flipping complaints, Dilly. I got you more money.
Look, if you don't want your extra money, you certainly can donate it.
I'm not complaining about the extra money. I'm just saying, don't touch me.
Oh. Takewee puts her arm on her shoulder for sure. Just goes, get used to it, sweetheart. And then just.
And here we go. And this is the end.
And this is the end.
He swipes your hand away and say, I'm not joking.
All right. Takewee will kind of like soften at that and just be like, all right, Deli, listen, I apologize, but I'm not sorry for saying or doing what I did. It got us more money. You're welcome. Let's just.
You delayed. I just need 50 gold. Okay. That's all I need. That's all I was looking for.
Well, some of us need some more money.
Okay. That's fine. I can't do anything tonight. I prepared all my magic for animals because I thought we'd be dealing with those. And I did, just not in the way I wanted to.
It's okay. We know that you're still going to be very useful.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I can figure out if there's poison. I can't do it today. I have to do it tomorrow. I didn't prepare my spells for poison, but I can do it.
It's okay. We can check tomorrow as well. We have some time.
I'll see if I can find animals. I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Caleb? I don't think Caleb can hear us.
I'm pretty sure the stream can hear both of us, but I can't hear you guys.
You can't hear us?
Oh no, I can't.
You can't hear us?
That was
okay.
weird. It literally was just like you guys are just talking and I could not hear anything.
Okay. All you missed was Deli can't detect any kind of poison or purify any poison for tonight, but she's gonna look for animals and talk to them.
Okay. Yeah.
But he can tomorrow, or
Yes.
she can tomorrow.
Yeah.
I literally prepared thinking she was gonna like have to deal with animals. She's like, I did, just not the way I wanted to.
Yeah. So just to give you guys a quick description of what's going on here. So you'd enter the training area here, right? And yeah, I mean, honestly, think Hunger Games, right? Think like there's various little stations, punching bags and dummies and weights and all those sorts of things, archery targets, all those sorts of things. And then yeah, like honestly, there would be a part of the facility here that would hold animals and other beasts that are going to be in the arena. They wouldn't like keep like a whole heck ton in one place. But there would be at least like maybe 3, 4, 5, something like that, off in one part of it. And Deli, yeah, you could definitely go find them. But I mean, you guys walk in, right? And everyone like obviously like stops and looks at you. Yeah, and you're basically looking. This is like a bro club, right? Like,
I mean, clearly we need a team name, I think, is what's happening here.
Yeah, I mean, given how gladiatorial stuff works, there's definitely going to be like need to be like name recognition or some sort of icon or something.
I mean,
right?
We've got data.
No.
Deli, Anna, Takewee, Audrin, data, right?
No.
Oh yeah,
Team
I forgot
data.
about that.
Ta-da is better.
Ta-da. Team Ta-da. You will be laughed out of the gladiatorial arena if you.
I
It's
know.
better than data.
Okay, hold on.
I thought
Hear
of
me out.
something
If we pull out the costumes again,
Oh
majestic
gosh,
costumes, and then we operate as Tada.
no.
The only thing
No, but I actually prefer ADAT.
The
only thing I can think of is
Ada.
the only thing I can think of is
ATAD.
fire. which sounds
Is
kind
what?
of cool. Well, tooth and fire, but it only applies to two of us.
Tooth and fire.
Teeth and fire. I don't know. It's just because like we have Dragonborn, we have a fire genasi, and it's like I don't know about Anna and Audrey. That doesn't work as much.
Flame and
It
fist.
sounds like an oddity shop.
It actually does.
Yeah, you guys can think about that, and everyone looks at you when you walk in, and lots of real muscly dudes, just like glancing, and several of them immediately are looking at Anna and Takui like, "Whoa, what do we have here?"
What, are there like no other females?
Not really. Like maybe one, but like
That's
this is
sexist.
like a bunch of muscle dudes. Like
Ugh.
I've
All
got
right.
it.
Hmm.
It's Ardens Angels instead of Charlie's Angels.
I mean, honestly, best suggestion so far.
Wait, what are the? It's Ardens Azamars.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's funny. But to be honest, that would be like saying,
Yeah, it would not be good.
Ben's black people. Like that's basically right. Like or
it would not be good.
Iris is Italians. Not exactly the same vibe.
We got to think of something.
Ardens Angels works for me.
Yeah, it's probably the best you got at this point.
Funny because Takui's kind of involved.
I don't think Takui cares.
Yeah.
But,
We but how does that even get suggested? Because Audrin wouldn't say that.
I mean, it's probably something Takui, like they're like, who are you? And Takui's like,
Good
we're
question. We are
Ardens Angels.
You know that could work in the sense that it would take it so like there's a guy in the lead, he's in charge.
That makes sense. Yeah, that actually makes
I'm
sense.
okay with being compared to an angel.
Fair.
Deli's not.
Yeah, and honestly, also what that immediately does too is they have to like go through Audrin to get to either of you guys, right? Like that's kind of the vibe that gets set up here, which is probably helpful for everyone.
I was gonna make a joke, but I won't.
Yeah, but you know what that means, though? That means they're going to go after Audrin now.
Yes, probably
They're
he will
gonna
be bait up in
poison
an
him,
alley or something. Yeah. Or
I think Audrin like picks up on like he hears what you said and he like plays it off as yep, that's the way it is, and then he's like interior monologue is like, oh crap.
But we also know that you would be the best to like detect poison, though, for sure. Like, besides, I mean, Deli, if she had
Literally
magic,
Yeah,
but
Deli
like,
would be.
To detect poison.
I just
yeah,
mean
but
like
not
tonight,
prepared.
like
Well,
right,
see,
like
here's the-
unprepared. You'd have investigation to be able to know if something's like poisoned or not.
Okay, would it be investigation or would it be medicine?
Depends on
Um,
exactly what you're doing, right? Like it would be investigation to find something suspicious. It would be medicine to determine if it was poison or not.
Because see, here's the thing. Both medicine and survival, nope, I don't have either of those.
I have a +5 medicine.
Yeah, take the deli.
Well, then Deli will just be like your poison, like your cupbearer, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So
Yeah.
it'll be like, so what it is like I find out that something's funny about it, and then I'm like, hey, Deli, what's that?
Nobody like I can't know. People are like
I don't know. Ask me tomorrow.
Cupbearers have
Well,
a
you can still
much
do it- you
better
can still do
job
a
in a
medicine
magical
check.
society where they can just be the person who casts purify poison or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah,
Right.
remove poison.
literally have purify food and drink and detect poison and disease.
Yep.
But not prepared.
That makes
So
sense,
Deli-
right? Like a cleric who just like wants to
Yeah.
retire and just
That's what I do all
Be a
day. I
cupbearer.
just detect poison.
works for me.
It's also like a good way to fake your own death.
Could be.
Sorry, Em, what were you gonna say?
I was just saying, like walking in, I would just kind of see if there's like an open area
Sure. Yeah.
and just start, like doing some stretches.
And all the guys are like,
up.
No, yeah, we definitely get like a like 3 or 4 of the guys like who are maybe over by the punching bags, and they just kind of like lean back on and like fold their arms and then start catcalling you, basically, right? They're just like, like, yeah, basically that sort of thing. But Anna probably doesn't even really get what's going on.
Nope.
Yep.
I don't know if Takewee would either.
To
be honest.
Are there any animals nearby?
But yeah, there would be you could probably find it. It's not like immediately in this vicinity, but you could very easily slip into another room and find where they're keeping the
I'm
animals.
gonna ritually.
None of these people would have like an animal companion, like a ranger or something.
You know
like
what?
that.
There would be, yeah, probably one, at least. Yeah. So let's say that there is a dude with an animal.
I'm gonna come to that later. Probably. I'm gonna start ritually casting speak with animals, walking around looking for like where all the animals are.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so you would step into this other room. So as everybody else is doing their thing, we go with Deli quick to see these animals. And yeah, we see in there a couple of boars. There is an elephant. Let's see what else. They have a gorilla. A leopard. And that's probably it.
Well, it takes 10 minutes, so I gotta wait 10 minutes. But after that, would I know which one is the smartest?
I mean, the elephant, obviously. Or the gorilla. Well, either one of those,
That's what I was
actually.
Gorillas. I mean, elephants never forget, right?
Mhm. Yeah, both elephants and gorillas are very intelligent animals.
So Deli would walk up to the gorilla and be like,
Hi, big guy.
To the
That's
elephant,
cool.
you said?
Gorilla.
To the gorilla. Yeah.
Turns out the gorilla is very sensitive about its weight.
I mean, what literally happens is he poops on the spot and then just grabs the poop and throws it at you.
It's not very nice. Dex check to avoid it. Poop.
Yeah, make a dex save. See if you get embarrassed. No, you get poop right in your face.
This is what our session has devolved to.
Literal crap throwing.
Literal. There you go. All right.
Welcome back to middle school, everybody.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
He says,
Was rude.
"Lizard, go."
I'm not a lizard. I don't want to go. I want to talk with you.
No. You
Why not?
mean. All you mean.
I'm not mean. Are
Except-
they mean?
Except for Karak. He not mean.
Wait, Carrick's the guy we talked to, right?
No, that's be Kosan.
Oh, right, Jose.
This is some guy you don't recognize.
Oh, I'm sorry that they're mean to you. What do they do to you?
Make me fight. I do like fight, but they poke me with spears.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. I don't like it when they hit the animals.
You have food?
Would that be a luck save?
Sure, yeah.
Because I was expecting animals.
Yeah.
And
I did actually prepare. So the things I prepared were snare to trap any animals that might come charging at us, speak with animals for this situation, and animal friendship.
Mhm.
But I don't want to waste a spell slot on animal friendship if we're gonna have to fight later. So yeah, I'll roll a luck save to see if I brought food.
Nope, you did not. Or at least not food that this ape would like.
I'm sorry, I didn't bring anything. I wasn't expecting you kind of animal. I didn't bring any bananas.
Then stop talk.
Okay.
Go away.
Fine. I'll go talk to the elephant.
Talk to Snakeface.
Is that the
Yes.
elephant?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh. Let's go. Hey there. You're a big one. Kind
Is
of
that-
reach out and try and touch his nose. And
Yeah,
kind of-
and he says, Is that how you begin every conversation, commenting on someone's weight?
I'm sorry. It's just when you're this small, it's just you look so big.
Yes,
What you
that is
mean?
because I am an elephant. Elephants are big.
I'm sorry. I just haven't seen one of you up close before.
Really? How long have you been in Africa?
I kind of stay in a bit of a not what do you know what a basement. I kind of been stuck in a basement for like the last year. I don't
That
get
is
out a lot.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been in your position. It's not fun to be caged up like this.
Well, I do get fed often.
Good. What do they feed you?
I don't know off the
Peanuts.
top of my head what elephants actually eat in Africa.
Peanuts.
I guess various plant matters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, they start feeding you. Hey, I have a question. I've heard that there's been some like people that keep passing out in the middle of fights. Have you seen anything weird happening recently?
Yes, there was a man who passed out on my back. It was very embarrassing.
Oh no.
He was riding me in the arena, as I am often, as is often my role, and he just fell off. I thought he was dead. Then I poked him, and he was not.
Did you see anything weird happening with him before that? Or did you just
Make
someone-
a persuasion check to see how much this elephant actually cares.
persuasion? I have a 0 to persuasion. but
That'd be
what's-
persuasion or animal hand. Well, I guess he's not handling the animal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's specifically talking to it. Yeah, so crit fail.
He has no
Wow,
idea.
even animals don't really like Deli, huh?
Yeah. So I think what happens is the elephant lies to you,
Why is he
and-
lying to me?
because it just doesn't like you. And what it does is, it leans in, right? So like its trunk like goes through the bars, and then like does as if to look around. Obviously, he can't look with his trunk, but does the like looks around furtively with the trunk, and then kind of leans in, bends its knees, and then says, "Well, there was something strange that happened the other day.
That
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what he would say.
would I be able to roll perception to see if I know it's lying, or insight to know if it's
I think that's the consequence of the critical fail is going to be you're expecting the elephant not to lie to you, and so you don't even think to like pay attention. So I think he says, the ranger, Carrick. He acts like he likes animals, but I don't think he does. That hawk of his, not very friendly.
Really? Interesting.
Never trust a palindrome.
Yeah, and he says, I saw him the other day as I was being led back in from the arena, he slipped into the kitchen. Very strange like. Not sure what he was doing in there. I'm not allowed in the kitchen, of course, but he's where I would check.
Okay. Give me a second, write this down. Well, thank you, Mr. Elephant. Oh, what's your name?
Snakeface.
Oh, that's literally your name. I thought the gorilla was just being rude.
Yeah, and like I think we can tell as the audience, the elephant is obviously lying again, but Deli just doesn't notice
Why do they not like me? I want to be their friend.
because you keep failing rolls.
Oh, I'm trying to be nice to him.
So yeah, what are the rest of you doing when Deli is failing to investigate?
Dang it.
Making sure that my girls are being taken care of and not abused.
Yeah, because I think Takeway would probably go join Anna like up there and like, start like, stretching and stuff. And so Audrin's just like, oh my gosh.
I
Because
think
Takeway
Audrin,
because
goes
it's totally like the wolf whistle is totally a cultural thing. Takeway
Yeah,
would
it
not
is.
get that.
Yep.
I think Audrin would go in front of them and so clearly blocking, and then also start stretching in a way that's just like so unbelievably awkward to look at that everyone's like, "Ugh," and they don't want to look at the other two.
Make a performance check, Audrey.
Yay.
Yeah, I think that I
Nice.
think you succeed, right? Like you eventually just like weird them out enough that they just stop.
I mean, I would definitely then look around and like see if, while I was stretching, kind of like eye everybody up and see if anybody looks like a nice person to talk to.
Yeah, so you see a what looks like probably a half elf. He has red hair, like maybe shoulder length red hair. He is feeding his hawk a like morsel or two of something. And he's just kind of sitting off by himself. He is next to the archery training range, and it looks like there's 5. So there's 5 different targets on this range, and each of them have 2 arrows, central bullseye.
Ooh.
And he just seems that he has a bow next to him, and he's just like feeding his hawk, like very nonchalantly, not looking over at you at all. But he seems like to be friendly with his hawk, sort of a thing.
Yeah, I will approach.
Yeah, he looks up and he says, "Oh, you must be the new people. Kosan mentioned something about that."
I'm Anna.
"Hi, and I'm Carrick." And he,
Nice to meet you.
holds out a hand.
I kind of do like the little like weird curtsy thing that what's her name did to me.
Carla.
Yeah, that I like wasn't, so I like kind of do a weird awkward curtsy thing.
Yeah, and he frowns slightly, and then says, "It's nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you too. I like
So-
your bird.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, this is Yaris. Yeah, I found him in the wilderness. Harpy hawk is the species. Very plentiful around here.
What was the bird's name?
Yaris."
Oh,
Yeah, and he says, "So what made you want to be a gladiator?"
I'm just trying something new. I don't really I haven't done much before.
Okay. And you thought fighting to death in an arena, sorry, not to death, fighting in an arena was the logical next option?
I kind of like pull my quarterstaff out from behind my back and I would like start like twisting around and just kind of like, I mean, it seemed like something new to do. I don't know.
Indeed. So, I assume you know how to use that thing?
I mean, I've just been training with it for a couple years. I mean, I'm not like the best at the monastery. or
She's just
anything,
like,
but
nope, I have no
I'm
idea how to
okay.
use this.
Yeah, and so he nods and he says, "What about archery? Any good at that?"
I've never really tried that before.
Yeah, he smiles and he says, "Why don't you give it a shot?" No pun intended. Yeah, and so
Okay.
just Anna just to grab a bow and try to take a shot.
Sure, why not?
Sure. And yeah, I mean, honestly,
I
how
want
well you
this to
do with
go
this might,
horribly wrong.
yeah, if you do well on this, you totally might like just impress him, and you can get some information that way. Honestly, so I'm just gonna drag a longbow to your character sheet. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, roll it. Nice. 20.
A 20?
Good job.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's not bullseye material because it's an unnatural 20, but it certainly is impressive. So and honestly, like
But I
part
mean,
of
like it's an 8 or 9, right?
the, wait, say
Well,
it
the
again.
bullseye's 10. It's
Right?
an 8
Yeah,
or
sure,
9,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the thing about a longbow too is like it takes a lot of like drawback strength. So it's obvious to Carrick at this point that Anna has some pretty toned muscles from her years training. So yeah, you like let loose the shot, and he just does like a little. Very nice. You say you've never shot before.
Nope. That's kind of fun, I guess.
It's very fun. It's the thing I most like to do. What do you
Cool.
like to do, Anna?
Ship it already.
Well, I like help taking care of the children at the monastery and
Oh, what monastery?
doing whatever to help people out. I mean, St. Cuthbert's, the one that's right over there.
Oh, and Cudgel. Okay. Yeah, sure. I
Yeah.
haven't really heard a whole lot about them. They kind of keep it themselves, don't they?
Yeah, that's what I haven't really done very much, so
It's fair.
that's what
Trying to
it seemed fun.
get some new experiences. So, did you leave the monastery? What's the story there?
No, I just kind of like do jobs to help people, and then if I make any money, I can give the gold back to the monastery.
Of course. That makes sense. So again, this is all basically just about money for you then? Money to donate to the monastery? Win some matches?
Yeah, and I mean it's cool. I have met some people who seem like they're pretty good people too, and also like to do good things. So
Yeah, he
Yeah.
frowns and looks over. Oh, yeah, your team. What did you guys call yourselves?
I think that's when Takewee like pops in. She like puts a like hand on her shoulder, and we're like, "We're Ardens Angels."
It's like
Yes.
emphasize
Ardens Angels.
Yeah.
This is the part where like you see like from the side in the background, Audrin's just like picking his nose or something really gross like that.
Again, not very stealthy, are you?
Yeah, and
Burn.
and Carrick like kind of jumps a little bit when you show up, and he's like, "Oh, you're a." Sorry, I'm not meaning to be rude. I just haven't seen it flockanoli around these parts yet.
And then she like goes to like do like the hand, the chocolate
Yeah, the
like
palm
handshake.
hand thing, and he does it.
Yeah.
It's not like he knew it beforehand, but he at least gets it like right away, and
Like he's a bro.
yeah, he understands what you're going for. So he does that, and then says, "Pleasure to meet you." Question mark? What's your name? Sort of a thing.
I'm Takewee, and you are.
Carrick.
And his bird is Yaris?
Yaris, yes.
It's very nice to meet you, Carrick. Are you part of one of the teams?
Yes. My team is a little bit, well, I tend to keep to myself most of the time.
Oh, you
you
don't
seem
have
very
friends?
friendly.
No, it's not that they're, well, it's not somewhat, and he just kind of trails off and doesn't really know how to say it.
We're both like,
Yeah.
I'm like, are they not good people?
It's not so much that. I think we just have different interests.
I want an insight check to try and understand what he means
Sure,
by
yeah.
all this.
22. Okay, so on Anna, actually, you pick up a couple of things from this dude. So one, he's lying about his name. It doesn't seem like a huge deal. That's just the name he goes by. But in the moment, he got a little flustered having to tell you the fake name because he's obviously very much likes you. And so you pick that up. So whether maybe he just changed his name when he moved here or whatever, but like he obviously stuttered on that. So he's not used to saying the name or something like that. But then you also, I think, figure out, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much as he said, like, it's not that they're, like, maybe it might just be that he was paired up with people that weren't exactly the sort of people that he would normally associate with. And so he does his job and then doesn't really hang out with them on the weekend, sort of a thing. Yeah.
So like he didn't choose his team chose.
His team needed a spot filled,
Right.
and he filled the bill. So
Got it.
Oh, well, that's sad because It's cool having friends on my team. I mean, we haven't really fought, but I think it would probably be better than not having friends on the team.
Well, yes, knowing you can trust someone in battle is very important.
Yeah. Are you good?
He just glances over at all the bullseyes. And he says, I'm okay.
Nah.
I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Is that hard? I don't know. I just shot pretty close to that on my first try ever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Have you like won a lot of matches?
Here and there. Not the best team, but not the worst. Yeah, and I think he looks at you, Takui, and then says, so why did you join? What was it this Audrin's idea? Looks over at Audrin.
She goes, it's a bit of Oliver idea. We, as I think Anna has told you, or Anna. Gosh dang it. Sorry. Anna.
Audrin, Anna.
As Anna
Audrin, Anna, Takui.
told you, I think we all thirst for something new in our lives. And so opportunity came up and we seized it.
All right. I suppose I can't fault you for that.
So, anyways, I hope you won't go easy on us.
Oh, no, I won't go easy. Don't worry.
Speaking of which, what can you tell us about some of these other teams? Just curious.
Yeah,
we don't really know much.
He gives you a look like, I'm trying to think of how.
I mean, I think
he raises an eyebrow, and it's just like, oh, okay, so this is what this conversation is actually about.
I think she's just like, I think what she means is like she's kind of looking around because some of the guys are obviously still staring, and she's just like, do they seem to have a problem with us? I mean, I know we're the new kids on the block, but
it's not so much a problem as, and he kind of like glances at Anna.
Oh, do they think we're scary?
Or maybe they're just, I can see there's not a whole lot of women here. Maybe they're just
not used to it.
Not used to it.
Not
sure.
used to it.
You seem friendly enough.
I try to be friendly with anyone I come across.
Especially women.
Especially Anna.
Yeah.
I think I know what Audrin's doing at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's cut to Audrin because I'm not sure I really have no idea.
Yeah, you're good.
So Audrin is looking around, sort of sizing people up, but mainly looking for the person who seems like the most arrogant and confident in themselves out of everybody. The kind of person who's gonna, talk about his feats in the ring.
Yeah.
And that'll share stories.
Let's see. Yeah, so you see a human male. He's bald. A kind of short cropped beard. He doesn't have any shirt on. He just kind of like has like baggy shorts. And he is currently doing like some weightlifting in the corner. Some other guys are like cheering him on, and he seems to be like it's actually a considerable amount of weight he's lifting right now. Some big metal like block that's just like the other guys are like cheering him on, and then just saying, like, come on, 5 more pounds, sort of a thing. Having a bro moment over there. But it's obviously this guy, like his muscles are not so much like, this is the sort of dude who gets swole to look good and not to actually be strong necessarily, right? There's a way that you you
Yeah,
build your
yeah,
muscles
I
so that it
know.
looks cool. He's obviously strong, right? But like it's a different sort of thing.
Yeah, so I go over there and I notice this and I start cheering on a little bit too. And I'm like, now that must be a man who doesn't know the meaning of defeat.
Yeah. Make a Christmas save for me.
Oh, Christmas save. Interesting.
Yeah, that's not terrible. I mean, a couple of people glance at you like, I don't know, okay, hi, but then yeah, they go back to doing what they're doing. You seem to blend in more or less fine.
And it's I'm mostly saying that like for him.
Mhm. Yeah.
For him to hear that.
Yeah, and he does, and he like drops the thing after like lifting it almost over his head, and he's just like, that is living. And then he looks over at you, Audrin, and he says, "You, who are you?"
How would he say this?
I'm your biggest fan.
Oh, I'm just a newcomer to these parts and an admirer. That was quite an impressive display. You surely have been in. Let me think, howdy. You've surely been in quite a number of tussles yourself.
Well, of course, that's what we're here to do, isn't it? Take names and kick butt.
And,
Huzzah from the crowd.
yeah, he just here.
Yeah.
I thought we were here to kick names and take butt.
Yeah. Yeah, so
No, that's what Audrin's trying to prevent.
he steps over and he holds out a hand and he says, "The name is Quinn de Bolbeck. Who are you?"
Audrin. Nice to meet you, Quinn. Nice to make your acquaintance.
Acquaintance.
What is your specialty? He kind of looks you up and down like, you're not actually that muscular now that I'm looking at you.
My specialty? Oh, I'm more of a subtlety. An opportunist, as I like to think of myself.
A dirty fighter, eh? Love to see it.
Nothing's dirty if it works.
That's been my motto from day one.
Up at the dishwasher.
I just imagine. I'm just imagining the super deep voice as a baby. Wow.
He is bald, so.
Surely you have some tales of the ring, some legendary fights that only a true hero or only a true champion would know. Let me see. How would I?
Would be able to face.
Yeah, would be able to face.
Yeah, make a persuasion check to just see if you can get him talking. 10. I mean, yeah, he will tell the story. But it's definitely not going to get you anywhere, right? Like he tells the story about how he like literally single-handedly stopped an elephant charge by grabbing its tusks and like redirecting it.
Okay. While he's telling this story, I want to seem like I'm listening intently while also doing perception checks of everyone around, like as he's telling, he's like, "Did you hear this?" And like just kind of getting a vibe from what everyone else too.
Yeah, make an insight check. I think probably be more like that. What that is. 16. Yeah, I think you notice like normally they're just like, oh yeah, I remember that sort of thing. But one of the guys just kind of frowns. That's the main thing you notice.
Is he frowning the whole time, or is it just like after one particular?
Yeah, it's kind of like when he gets to I think you notice a particular moment when he starts to frown, and it is when he talks about when Quinn says like, and then I found a burst of strength within me, and I grasped the elephant by the tusks and redirected it to the other side of the ring. It's basically as soon as he starts that sentence, the guy just frowns.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
I just kind of let him continue on, and
Yeah, and the guy who frowned is let's see, he has short curly hair, blue eyes, human, regular like muscular soldier build. And just I guess for easy accessibility sake, let's just say that you pick up his name from some conversation at some point during this, and his name is Zane. Frowny guy. So yeah, I mean, I assume
Okay.
honestly, I feel like that's probably a good enough place to like wrap the day, right? Like, I think you guys continue to chat with the people and whatnot, train, do whatever you need to do. And I think like you don't learn a whole lot, and you're not necessarily expected to learn a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot of time there to do some investigation. But now it's time for gladiatorial fights, right? And we see I mean, probably what we do is we see just from your guys' perspective, like you're waiting in the like waiting area to go out into the ring. You I think the way that this tournament kind of goes is it's short and sweet. It's not going to take super long. I think it's like a fight to like fight to surrender sort of a situation, and it's expected like. Actually, no. You know what it is? I think it's a King of the Hill thing. So there's like a platform in the center of like a stone platform in the center of the arena that gets set up, and basically you just have to keep the hill clear of your enemies for a certain amount of time.
Are we trying to win propane and propane accessories?
I was gonna make a joke like that. I thought I was gonna say our goal was to all stand up there with alcohol and say, "Yup."
Yup. Yeah. So that's kind of the situation, but it's like a very short time limit. So as soon as someone gets the hill, like it's almost over, like immediately. So it's a very short, brutal tussle until someone gets control of it, and then it's over. And then I think in between those sort of situations, there's like a fight or two with a beast that happens, just kind of spice things up. And I think the first thing that you guys will do is one of those, right? It's like one of these beasts gets let loose, and you guys have to fight it. And this is mainly for like an entertainment factor and just to spice up the games. This isn't really part of the winnings necessarily. It's just like every team has to do one of these during the process of it. And the seed is such that like teams that are doing better will have their fight with the animal be in a certain place. Just there's a certain way of doing it where like this team gets softened up right before they have to go do their match, and it's just kind of like this fun like, oh no, like drama sort of stuff for the audience, right? So you guys start with that and get let out into the arena. I mean, there was equipment in the back there too. So like, what's the kind of situation for you guys? Like, do you take anything new from the pile? Or do you just are wearing all your same stuff?
Same stuff with the lettuce.
Yeah. For this, they will. I think you get told the King of the Hill is actually a little bit more unique. But for this one, you get to basically do your own thing.
Can't see any.
Yeah, I know. I have to drag your tokens onto the map first.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, so everybody just kind of wearing their normal stuff.
Mm-hmm. Actually, wait, is this the same map from
Nope.
Tapayaxi?
No, this is a different one.
It looks kind of like it.
It's different, okay, Seth?
It looks kind of like it from what I saw. I just was wondering.
I mean, it's a Coliseum, and Coliseums are usually set up a
I
certain
was going
way,
to say, I think it's literally the exact same map or very
It's not.
similar.
it's very much not. This is
It's very similar. That's all I'm going to
that's
say.
because it's a Coliseum, and Coliseums look the same.
It looks the Colosseum.
Boo.
Oh boy. So yeah, lots of people in the
I
crowd.
can confirm that it is not the same.
That's
Thank
a
you.
nice.
No, it's not
unique
because
Colosseum map.
the platform up here is different.
Thanks,
And
Emily.
the other one was circular. I think as they're on their way out, Deli's going,
I don't want to fight an animal. I don't want to hurt one. They're my friend. I met an elephant. I met an actually okay. If it's a gorilla, I wouldn't mind hurting him a little bit. He was really weak. He's the one that threw the poop at me.
Wait, what?
I don't want to talk about it.
That's why you've been smelling weird all day.
I know she
was.
hasn't smelled any different to me.
I'll say, and Takeaway's just going to be like, listen, Deli, we know we're not going to kill the animal. They have healers. It'll be fine.
I still don't like hurting them.
It's to the pain, not to the death.
But wait,
Besides, this
going
whole
by
thing is
Princess Bride to the pain, are we?
Well, I mean, so this is to the death of the animal,
Oh.
right? Like,
Oops.
yeah,
Oh, well, rip.
that's what these are.
I hope it's the gorilla.
So
you want to kill a gorilla?
He threw poop at me. I want to get back at him.
Well, then throw poop at him.
Is that
You don't have
is that
to
like
kill him.
a warthog?
Floors.
yeah, it's like a warthog. Yeah.
I didn't talk to the floors.
Okay, so basically we have to like go to the middle and defend like an area. Is that what we're doing?
So
No,
for
is
this
just
one,
the
it's
animals.
yeah. This is just the animals attacking sort of
Okay.
situation. So for you guys, basically oh wait, did I drag out the wrong one? Why are these? That's better. Ooh, I almost dragged out the wrong. There's like a boar one on this map, and a boar stat block and a giant boar stat block, and they have a very different hit point range. So
Wow, that could have been trouble.
Yeah, we're still level 1, so let's just
Yeah, for
calm down
now,
a little
it's
bit.
okay for this to be a bit boring.
yeah. So what happens basically here, right, is you guys you hear squealing as the door open, like the gate opens, and you step out and you see 3 boars chained to the ground in the center. It looks like there is probably some platform underneath that they can rise up, like put an animal underneath there and then rise it up to the center of the arena. So the boars are kind of chained there, and a dude is there like behind them, at like where the chain is like locked. And basically, I think whoever announcer, it's probably Kosan, I think, for this at least. He doesn't maybe do it all the time, but I think Kosan's up in the box, and he says, "And now introducing one of our newest teams, Ardens Angels." And I think it's definitely like a thing, right? Like it's like, oh, it's just women and this one dude. And everybody, it's kind of a mixed crowd. Like they just don't know how to react. They're just like, okay, this looks weird. Yeah.
And his name is John Cena.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the boars are still squealing and digging at the ground. And then the guy like unchains them, and they let loose, and they are staring straight at you. So they will probably charge you.
Okay, I have a question, Caleb, and this might
Yep.
end up being a luck save, but
Mhm.
on the map, I'm seeing a bunch of like shields and swords just lying around.
Mhm.
Is that an actual thing?
Yes.
Okay. Part 2. Are there any like long abandoned cloaks? Maybe something raggedy, just kind of
We
hanging
can
around.
say you have one. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Perfect. I'm about to put on a show.
Yeah, you want to do the bullfighting? Yeah.
Third question: does it look like the boars could wield the swords?
No, they cannot.
Not
Everybody go
until
ahead
they
and roll.
fuse and become mecha boar.
Yeah, roll that initiative, peeps.
I don't want to go first.
I want to go after they charge. Yes. So I don't have to dash to get to them. Excellent.
And then Audrin. Very nice. You're going last.
Okay.
Save the best for last.
All right, Deli. The boars
hold
are
on.
unchained and they start charging towards you. Yeah.
I was just gonna ask, like, I don't miss a turn from this, right? Just confirming.
No, you don't miss a turn. You just you
Okay.
just go last.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm reading this. I'm reading this spell, and I'm a little confused. But I guess it's a magical trap. Oh, this is touch range. That's unfortunate, but I think Deli's going to do what she can to make sure at least one of them doesn't die.
Okay. You'll probably get booze from that, but
I'm doing what I can.
I know.
I'm not sure how much Deli wants to get crunk.
Dang it, Jordan! I was going to make the alcohol joke. When do
Sorry, got to be quicker with that liquor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and she will cast snare in the space in front of her.
Cool.
So probably what she's running up, she's pulling this rope out of her pack. She kind of spits on it a little. She her stomach gurgles. She spits on it a little bit, rubs it around, and then throws it in front of her in that spot. And I'll just put this in the I already did. Oops, whatever.
I just did it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to read it.
She puts a snare out there. Essentially, just will trap whatever's there.
Sweet.
And that's her turn.
Awesome. I'm just gonna.
And it's also taking one out of the turn order, so potentially
Right in front of you.
it's a touch range. So yes.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, so you throw a rope, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. Yep. So you do that. And take lead.
Wait, I'm assuming I would have rope. Yeah, I have rope.
Yeah. Oh, it does consume the spell though. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up how much that hempen rope is actually.
If you started with a pack, you get 50 feet.
So I have 25 feet of hempen rope left.
Nice. Yeah, so we just see Deli take the rope out of her bag, cut it in half, right? Snap half of it off, and then throw it in front of her.
Okay, so we will
come on, warthogs, just come right into the snare.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she'll go right behind Deli, and I'm gonna cast Produce Flame.
See?
Ooh.
Grab some fire from your hair and
making bacon.
Trying to be all. I want to be a little dramatic because I'm trying to play the part here.
Make a performance check for me.
Oh no! Okay,
see how well that's going.
Not bad.
It's not the worst. 13's okay.
All right. Well, I'm assuming that'll hit.
Certainly.
For 1 fire damage.
1 whole fire damage.
Wow.
You lightly singe the boar.
So basically, it looks really cool, right? But then when the audience actually sees how much damage it does, they're like, oh. Well, all right.
Yeah, it's just Kame. And they just the boar just slightly
literally Goku's first Kamehameha.
Shakes its head. Sniffs a little bit.
Yeah. And then that's my turn.
Boar turns. They charge you. Snarling and wild-eyed. That one goes into your snare.
Assuming it gets trapped. DC 13 dex save. Only 13?
We're level 1.
I know, but I don't think that. I didn't think. Oh no, my spell save DC is 13. Okay.
Dex save, you said?
Yes.
He succeeds on the deck save
Makes it.
and attacks you.
Dang it.
So one of that top board is going to attack Takui, but the rest are going to attack you.
No, I don't have a lot of hit points.
Oh, maybe you shouldn't have got out in front.
I didn't realize it was a touch spell, and I thought it would take care of it.
If the board moves at least 20 feet straight toward a target and then hits with the tusk attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 slashing damage. If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 11 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. This is for all of you because they charge at least that amount. So we'll do Takui first. Tusk attack.
Nope.
13, no? Okay. And then 2 on you, Deli.
Oh.
Oh God.
Actually, so sorry, the second one wouldn't have been a straight line.
I was gonna
Actually,
say.
it will do straight line because it will just stop right there. It'll just stop right there and then it will have gone in a straight line towards you. So
Okay.
make
I'm
2
down.
strength saving throws.
I mean, does it matter? I'm down.
Well,
That's
you
true.
only
Yeah,
take the 7 damage first, right? And then you roll to see if you take this other 2d6.
no, so she
Or
actually
is it-
takes 11 damage first. Because she takes
Down.
the original and then the extra d6.
Oh, okay.
And then she's
Is that-
automatically down, I think, yeah.
Jeez.
I'll just go 0.
Yeah, 0, and then you take 2 failed death saves.
Oh, this is going great.
It's going really great, guys.
This is going so well.
All right, Anna,
Well,
save your
look.
friend.
Look, from what it seems like, if we are,
Well, hey, I
If there
guess
are
this will make
healers
killing them a
here-
little easier.
then if there are healers here, then they can also heal us if we don't, Okay. Where can I move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1,
Where are you?
I guess I'm just gonna go here
Wait, why did I take the 11 first?
because it
because-
was the first attack plus the first d6 from the charge.
From the
Oh,
charge
Because
damage,
it's
yeah.
5, 6, and then
Then 2 and 3. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to attack does the one in the snare have to do it every turn? Or
wait, how
I
many
don't know
hit
how that
points did
works.
you have, Seth?
11.
Oh, okay.
so is the whole spell just like gone because he saved from it once? I'm trying to understand.
I think so. Actually, I don't know.
After
Well,
the
plus
trap
if
is
it-
triggered, the spell ends when no creature is restrained by it.
Okay.
Yep. So
just
if it
done.
didn't, if it triggers and then nothing gets restrained by it, it just ends.
Okay, so I guess I'm
Wait.
gonna
Actually, Caleb, I don't know if this is relevant, but wild magic could have happened there.
Because I forgot, we'll just ignore it. Every time I forget, we'll just not roll and not
Okay.
retcon it. But yeah, thanks for
We
reminding
could
me.
do magic- we could do wild magic stuff if we want to do something fun.
Yeah, I'll remember that for next time.
I'm going to attack the one in the middle.
'Kay.
With my quarterstaff. 16.
Hits, certainly.
Takes 4 damage. Ugh, that's so bad. I'm
That was
also
the worst
going
you could have
to
gotten.
I'm also going to mark it as
Right.
a free action.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to unarmed strike. 22. 17.
It's dead.
I hit it with my staff and then I kick it. And it dies after I
Would
kick
you
it.
like to describe this for us, Anna?
Yeah, so I do like whack it over the head so it kind of like falls down on like and is going down as my like foot is coming up and hits it like in the jaw.
Mhm.
And then it like flops over.
Nice. Yeah, it crashes to the ground. Audrin.
I gotta save one of the angels.
Please
Yeah.
do. I
Today, Audrin is the guardian for the angel.
That's why I figured I'd attack the one in the center, because the ones on the side seemed like they'd probably attack me or take me.
Yep. That was a good move.
I've done entangle. Dang it, I didn't think about that.
I was trying to think of any way that board would not immediately just kill Deli on the next turn.
Yeah. So would it be safe to say she's probably okay now?
She has 1 death save away from dying. So no, on her turn, she goes next. If she fails once, she dies instantly. So you should make a medicine check on her. Or if you have a spell or something. I don't think you do, but you're a rogue. So
No, I'm the healer.
I'll have healing spells next level.
Dang, now it would be so good if we could like retcon and be like, oh, Audrin probably got a potion from blah blah blah, but no.
I mean, yeah, Audrin, if you want to tell us something about your backstory right now so you can get advantage on this medicine check you're about to have to do.
Probably will.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably have done this before from the sounds of it.
Yeah, would you like to describe to me a time when you were patching up another friend of yours?
If it doesn't work, I have ideas for backstory stuff I can reveal too.
Okay, yeah, so
Oh, sorry, I guess we're in combat, so typically I would not actually allow this, but you're okay. Just do it.
So I thought the rule was if it takes longer than 30 seconds.
It was in combat, you get advantage from describing yourself doing stuff in a cool way. And yeah, but
in this case he's making a medicine check. So
yeah, and it's fine. It makes sense. Yeah.
okay, so
I do a flip before I stitch her up.
I call this the stitch and flip.
I don't know why I found that so funny.
Because you're tired and everything's funny.
True.
No, so there was the occasion after Audrin joined up with his previous companions that one of his allies, the Red Queen, got a little more hurt than she was kind of prideful, and she got a little more hurt than she wanted to show, or that she maybe even knew about. And so Audrin, having some nice.
There is Alicia Del Monte, the Red Queen.
Yes.
Yeah, so beautiful woman, red hair in a braid.
She cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Alicia, whenever they were out doing some group things together, when their group was I'm trying to not give away too much here.
Yeah, from the way that it's filmed, it's hard to tell what they're actually doing.
Yeah, but he had to stitch her up, and part of it was like she ended up getting this injury because she was like protecting the new kid on the block, trying to make sure he didn't get hurt. So he just wanted to kind of return the favor and patch her up. So he picked up just a little bit of mediocre medicining from that.
Yep. All right, do it. Medicine check with advantage. You just need a 10, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, 18 is certainly good enough.
Okay.
There you go. She's stable. Deli, it is your turn. You're stable. You can't do anything else.
That's fine. I don't
Take
want
we.
Anyway.
Yes, very good.
You're muted.
Thank you. Sorry, I have a bit of cold. I take out my warhammer and I'm gonna slam down on this boar.
Do it.
Be like, and in my brain, I'm just thinking, Deli, this is what you get for trying to be nice to the animals.
Yep. I told you this would happen.
Don't care.
Okay, 16.
Yep.
8 damage.
It's not dead, but you certainly damage it. Yeah, so
Sweet.
you slam your hammer down on one of its tusks, it breaks off, and it's like squealing and kicking and tussling with it.
Awesome.
Sweet. Boar's turns. This boar in front of you, Takui. Oops. Boars have a thing called Relentless. If the boar takes 7 damage or less, that would reduce it to 0 hit points. It is reduced to 0 hit points instead. You did exactly 7 to down it. So this one is actually not down and is actually at 1 hit points.
Wait, the middle one?
Wait, what?
Yeah, the middle one.
Wait, say it again.
Yeah, because it's a boar. It's doing like its reckless death throws sort of thing, and so it looks like Anna took it out, but it like still kicking and like snarling and yeah.
But
Is that like a thing
It
that
drops
always
down
happens?
to 1.
Or
No,
like
it's on
just
once on a
Okay.
short and then a shorter
Okay.
long rest recharges it. Yep.
But read the thing
Cool.
again.
If the boar takes 7 damage or less, that would reduce it to 0 hit points, which is exactly what happened with Anna. It is reduced to 1 hit point instead. Yeah, so that one's still up.
Whatever.
The one up there is going to attack you. Takui, 21. I assume
That'll
that
hit.
hits. 5 slashing damage as it rails at you with tusk.
Okay.
The one in the middle is going to do the same thing, but to Delhi automatically hits two failed saving throws, and it
Would
she's
it-
down it. No.
would-
It would just start the dying phase. That's what it does. Yeah.
But would it actually go for Delhi, or would it be more like, oh, the thing that just hit me is probably what I should attack?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
So the
We
thing,
need
the thing,
two of them to attack me.
yeah, that's the thing. The thing that I was thinking is like it's not really paying attention to what it's actually hitting. It's just
Okay.
flailing. So, and Delhi's right in front of it. So I think that's what happens.
Okay.
So yeah, nothing else happens except you're now in the dying phase again.
Look, I feel like it seems like I'm kind of important to be killing these things, so
And
I
this
get
one is
2
going to
hits each round.
attack you, Anna, and miss.
Are you so sure about that? Yes, it's a miss.
Yeah, like you better not have a 6 armor class or lower.
I don't even think the average person has a 6 armor class.
No, exactly.
Okay,
Anna, it's you.
I'm going to use my quarterstaff to hit the one that hasn't taken any damage in front of me.
Sounds good.
Is it 7 damage in 1 turn or in 1 hit?
If it takes 7 damage or less,
would take it
and
down.
then gets taken down to 0, like by that damage, then
Okay, because I was wondering because it technically took 11 damage.
right, but it took it after it took it in a separate hit.
One at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
was wondering if
That I'm assuming doesn't hit.
No, it
A
does not.
si-
Again, 6.
Um,
It does not have 6 armor class.
So then I'm neither do I. Crazy. So
You know,
I am going to
I bet
use
the
my
wor-
unarmed strike on the one who's almost dead.
Okay.
14
You kill it no matter what. Fair
again.
1 hit point. Yep.
6 damage.
Very nice.
Okay. You know what?
I thought I
bet
killed you.
Has, you know what I bet has the worst armor class in D&D?
What?
A
What?
sloth.
Frog.
A sloth.
Probably true.
Because a frog is at least small.
And quick. Yeah. Sloth probably.
But
probably
it's
take it down.
slimy and soft. A sloth. I don't know.
Yeah, it would probably
Still
have more
soft.
hit points than a frog,
Yeah,
but it would have a
true.
lower armor class. Yeah.
And I also never mind. Never mind. Okay. That's all I'm doing. I'm staying right there.
All right, Audrin, do you want a medicine check again?
I mean, I've got a little bit more time now. I don't have failed death saves.
Yeah, she has at least 1 round that you can do something else if you wanted to.
Okay, I'm trying to think of like, okay, what's going to be a crowd pleaser here?
Fair, yeah.
Killing the boar.
Killing the boar.
Well, I mean, but do I do that? Okay, yeah. So I want to try to kill the boar that I can actually attack. I want
Mhm.
to try to kill it with style, or I don't want to try to attack it with style.
Sure.
So I essentially want to like do a jump over it to land on
Yep.
the other side, and then attack it from behind.
Yeah, like jump off one of its tusks almost, like as you like
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
and
like
then-
as it rears down, I like just
Yeah.
step on it, like
step on its tusk and then flip over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a performance check. You'll get advantage on your actual attack for that description, but make a
Okay.
performance check for the crowd.
And can I try to get it like so that I would be flanking? Can I try
Yeah,
to
sure.
land at this side? Okay.
Wow. Okay, crit fail. Yeah.
Do I just like step on its tusk and break the tusk?
I think you step on its tusk and it just like flails and you just fall backwards. You're now prone in the same square that you were.
So I don't even get to attack?
You still have your movement.
You
So
could
you
probably
could-
still get behind it.
You can
You could
still
stand
stand
up
up,
and then
but
attack it. You just can't do it style anymore.
Okay.
It just looked pitiful.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just gonna stab this thing.
Well, I'd still flank it like a blanket.
I don't think he has enough movement because he tried to use some
Not
movement to
stand up,
like get
no.
on the board, and now he has to use the other to like.
Oh. Well, he only
I
has
don't know.
15 feet of movement to get behind it.
Yeah.
That's true. You could still do that if you wanted to.
So when you have to
How
go
much
around.
movement does it take to stand?
Half of your movement. Though I think Alyssa's right. I think it would have taken at least some, maybe just 5 feet of movement speed to attempt to do the trick that you were planning. So yeah, let's just say Yuki, you don't have enough movement speed to do it.
I think that's
Well, I
the
mean,
consequence, right? For
Crit failing.
crit
Yeah,
fail.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Also in
I was gonna say
time.
it. Well, I mean, like it. Just no matter what, there's no way I have any movement left.
Yeah, that's
Like
it.
I should have 0 movement.
In terms of time. Yeah.
I mean, just in terms of like my speed.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have any.
Do the attack. Kill it dead. If you can.
Oh, what is up with these swingy rolls? Yes, you stab it with your rapier.
Whoa.
Literally a crit success and a crit fail. in
Okay,
one.
do more than 7. Do more than 7.
Yeah, as long as you do more than 7, this thing is dead. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, how about you describe this for us, Audrey? How do you stab it and kill it?
Okay.
So you go onto your butt. Is it literally like the boar's just like tries to go after you at that point then? And you're just like, "Ah!"
Stab it in the throat.
I think what it is I get knocked down and then I'm like, yeah, I'm not having that. And I like jump up and pull out my rapier, and while the boar's like not paying attention, I just like go. I just use my momentum to try to like just stab straight into its skull.
Nice. Yeah. It's right into the eye.
It's really what it is, right? You try to be cool while doing it. And you're just like, this ain't my style. Let's just go.
Well, because like my style is literally the opposite of flashy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
if
the
you're a fate
stealthy-
accelerated if you're a fate accelerated character, your high skill would be sneaky.
Well, and I mean, there is a flashiness to.
You don't have a 0. Yeah, you don't have a 0 in flashing.
Yeah.
Cool. Yep. So you kill it. Deli, make a death save. One success. Tickly.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm flanking with my girl and gonna bring down my warhammer. 11.
That is its armor
Oof.
class.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, there you go. For 10 damage.
It has 1 hit point left.
Ah, dang it.
Now we still have to hit it with 7 or more.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang it. Sorry.
Yes, so yeah, the
you'll
boar's
probably be
turn.
fine. As long as
It'll
you
probably
both
be fine.
hit it.
I know if I was raging, it would have been enough to kill it, but I'm trying to save raging for a special moment.
It misses
misses.
Anna. And it's Anna's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna quarterstaff it.
Hit.
22.
There
Nice!
you go.
Yeah!
Yeah.
It
I was gonna
did.
say if you just used if you used like a bonus attack, you would have killed it.
No.
Well, no. So, like, if you hit with one and it was less than 7, and then you
I
hit
would
again.
have to hit with both.
Yes, yes.
is the
Right.
thing.
Well, but then you had Adrian afterwards, so
Yeah,
it would
it
be
would've
But
been
that's
fine.
not me.
Cool, yeah. So
I
the crowd,
have killed 2 of the boars.
the crowd cheers mildly. They were not terribly impressed with the performance aspect of it, but
It's fine. We're not really
I-
going to be here to stay. So,
I do a little awkward curtsy again to the crowd.
yeah, some catcalling happens. I don't understand that. What are they
I
doing?
don't understand.
She like starts whistling back, and she starts picking up the whistle as like the same as she picks up the curtsy.
Is this what just people do at each other?
She just does the awkward curtsy and the cat call at the same time.
It's up to Anna, but
I just realized I became kind of like Darius being down the entire combat.
yeah, but you're not the tank.
Welcome to my world.
I don't know if I would do that. I would maybe like later on ask around what that means. Like maybe I could ask Carrick what
Carrick could probably tell you.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So and again, most of that was just to soften you up. Like that's kind of and to be a teaser for the crowd. And then the next thing that happens is you actually have to fight people. And this time things are a little different. So they basically what they do is they kind of like look at you guys and then say,
is Deli still down?
They bring me up.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't think they like would automatically give you a potion or whatever. But let's just say someone can stabilize you. So you're automatically stabilized. And the time that you don't go, I don't think you go immediately afterward. And so let's say you wouldn't have an hour though. Yeah, so someone's gonna need to. I mean, you can ask Kosan if you wanted to, but like.
I mean, Kosan's there, I'm assuming.
I mean, yeah, he was announcing.
Yeah, I don't have great persuasion to try and get him to give us something. So
he's like, maybe you're not as capable as I thought.
Okay,
well, it was pretty obvious that Deli was the least capable from the conversation and from this now. So
okay, so what's going on with?
Basically, it's just like if Deli is going to be up for the next fight with like a non-zero number of hit points, then you guys will have to figure out something, some potion or something. Yeah, Deli has spells, but she is down. So
I'm sorry, I don't right now.
Yeah,
if I was level 2, I could do something.
This is why the healer doesn't go into the front of combat.
Honestly, what I didn't realize my spell save was so low. Like I cast it and I was like, wait, it's 13? Oh frick.
Yep, we're at level 1, boys.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not used to it.
Yep.
Would force feeding her rations work since she's magical? Can I like somehow trigger her to heal herself?
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Audrin, make a medicine check. Yeah, so I think what you do is whatever base component, is there a material component to cure light wounds or anything like that?
Healing word, I think, is just healing word is just verbal. Cure wounds is verbal and somatic.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Okay, so probably like whatever base component is made in is put into a healing potion, like some herb that needs to be distilled and magic stuff needs to happen to it to actually make a potion. Audrin, you probably just feed her just the base component, and that's enough to give you, I think, we'll give you D4 hit points, Deli. So
nice,
4 hit points. Yeah, so Audrin, you're like, she eats things. Let's see if this works.
Did I save the boar?
I'm
taking it. That means no. Okay. I'm sorry. You know how I am about animals. I had a gorilla throw poop in my face, and I literally still want to be its friend.
Well, you kind of need to be alive to be friends with things.
That's true.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, we're going to be attacking people next.
Yay.
Deli, if you want to protect animals, sometimes you have to stay alive to be able to continue to help and protect animals. And sometimes there are bad animals that you're going to have to defend yourself from, so you can continue to take care of the animals that really need you.
Okay. Well, I'll have to stay back this next time anyway. I'm not feeling so great.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. Let's have you stay back. Don't do anything crazy. Just take it easy.
If you have any spells, you should probably heal yourself as well.
I'll save them just in case you need them to.
Okay, well, just stay back at least.
I will. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, Caleb, would there be a place I could buy a potion here?
Yeah, you could probably buy a potion for them.
Like how many
standard prices?
But like, let's see.
Isn't it 50
Is it
gold
50?
for a potion of healing?
I have it at 65.
It's 50 in the book.
Oh, Caleb has it at 65.
Oh.
Which one?
Yeah, they calculate it slightly differently based on material costs of the actual items you're using to make it. So.
Oh.
Okay, so we're getting 125. So Deli will probably buy one
healing potion.
This is why we needed extra money.
And would it be the 65, Caleb?
Yeah, we'll do the 65.
Okay. 251. I'll still have enough for the drift globe.
Okay. Can I buy a healing potion just to have?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said 65?
65, yep.
Honestly, that's not a bad thing to have anywhere.
Yep.
It's really not.
And that's just like the most basic healing potion.
Yep.
Is healing potion 1d4 plus anything? Is it 1d4 plus 1 or?
I think it's 1d4 plus 4 or something like that.
Okay.
So my question is then, so if we don't have time to like take a short rest and heal, the other team I'm assuming doesn't either. So I'm assuming they're slightly damaged as well.
Wait, is it the potion of healing?
Unless they just healed up, I guess.
It's 2d4 plus 2.
There you go.
Oh, okay. We'll save that for sure then.
Yeah.
Actually, would we have time for a short rest or not? That's a good.
Not an hour. No, yeah, not a whole hour. And yeah, I think you're right, Alyssa. They don't. Whoever you're fighting against, I think probably does an animal fight right after you, and then you guys are gonna face off together, right? So you're both softened up. And so what they tell you though, right, is you guys aren't using your weapons. And they hand each of you a club, and that's your only thing, because this is basically like non-lethal. You're just bashing each other to like get to the. Yeah, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be lots of clubbing.
I would ask them.
Can I just use my spoon?
Yeah, I think whoever you're talking to just says, "Sure, that looks weird." They'll love it.
Okay.
Okay, so should we each put a club in our character sheet then?
Yes.
Okay, and the reason I asked about my spoon is because it counts as. Wait, where is it? Scimitar? No, what the heck?
And I'm assuming so they're not opposed to like we have a monk who can punch things.
Yeah, basically they want like all out fisticuffs, brawling, that sort of stuff, right?
So I'm assuming produce flame is out of the question. Magic is out of the question.
No, I think they're fine with that too. It's just that you just can't have regular weapons.
So lame. Okay, that's fine.
So they are fine with it. That's what I'm saying.
No, I know. I'm just like, but still, like, why would they get rid of our weapons? It's so weird.
I can turn my spoon into a magical club, so that's why I wanted to keep it.
Oh,
excellent. I was just checking to make sure, and I am proficient with the club, and I can still attack with my unarmed strike because
I do the magical club smacky smacky on your skull now.
Maybe? What's the list of them? I'm trying to understand. Okay, yeah. Cool.
So only one person has to be up there?
Good question. Let's see. How did they do the rules for this? I'm thinking. I think so. The teams are.
So is it like they
people.
send like? Is it like they send one person up at a time? Like you send like.
No,
and then
it's
when that person
out,
goes.
No, yeah, it's all out, drag out, fight with everybody. I think it's going to be you have to have at least 3 of the 4 up on the hill.
The hill. Okay.
for 30 seconds.
5 rounds.
Yeah.
Oof. before, unless they like pass out, of course.
Yeah, you can just club them to death if you want to, right? Not to death, but yeah, you
Club
just club
them
them to
to
unconsciousness.
pain.
Here was my question. Would they use like a death ward on us to make sure we don't actually die since they want to keep us alive?
I'm assuming they have healers on hand.
There we go.
So
Exactly, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Hear me
Death
now?
Ward is high level magic to
That's
waste on
very-
every single person for every single
Well,
bout.
Spare the dying is a
Yeah, but
that's a cantrip, but
afterwards.
again, they have healers for that stuff, so it'd be fine.
I know, I'm just let me look this up.
Okay.
Okay.
Who are we facing?
Are we re-rolling initiative?
I would hope so.
Yeah, we'll reroll initiative. I'm trying to figure out
You're
what
just
a
like getting the tokens out.
good fight would be. Yeah. Let's see here. I have plenty of options for stat blocks here. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so various dude bro mercenaries are getting ready with their own clubs on the other side. And well, so we'll go ahead and start this one right at the edge, right? Because you kind of have to race to it as well. And I will go ahead and move the turn order.
And now
Go ahead and click on your tokens and roll on initiative. Do clubs do 1d6 damage?
1d4.
1d4. Okay.
Yeah.
This is part of the problem. Since I have +5, since I have more initiative, I go first and then I do things that I shouldn't.
Yeah, but I go first.
Yes, now you do.
Okay, cool. Just had to add a club into their character sheet. Alrighty. Anna, it's you.
I mean, it's pretty boring, but I'm just gonna run up.
Gonna run up?
2, 3. There we go. Okay, that's my whole turn.
Are you doing the anime run? Arms behind you. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't even bother with the club because my unarmed strikes do this exact same.
That's fair. Yeah. It looked cooler anyway. Deli.
Yeah, they hand me a club and I just drop it over there and start running.
Yeah.
Do I have to? I mean, probably going to do the same thing. But I would also, as a bonus action, cast Shillelagh on my club, and you see my my spoon turn a little bigger into more like gnarled a bit, maybe a little bit, and then I just run forward 12 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I
You should
might
be one ahead of me.
I know. I'm wondering if I want to though.
I mean, they're not going to be able to make it over here.
But they're also going. My thought is if they have ranged weapons.
Right, but I'm saying, I mean, they're not going to get to move again. They're not going to be able to get to you, I wouldn't think, because the platform is raised.
Let's see. Let me just check something real quick. If I
Also, a note for the rules: the hill constitutes the circle only.
Okay. And they shouldn't have ranged weapons because we all were given
Right,
clubs.
right, they gave us all clubs, so they can't.
Yep.
70 feet. My own spell goes 90 feet, so I'll at least be able to hit them from afar. Potentially. Okay, I'll just do that and hope for the best. If anything, we have 2 potions we can work with. That's my turn.
Sweet. All right, it is their turns. I'm using a pirate stat block.
You are a pirate.
There you go. They rush, get right to the edge there. I
Wait,
just
how are
imagine
they
them-
technically closer?
I don't know. I guess that side's closer. I don't know.
That's
Do they have a faster movement
quite
speed?
rude.
No, they have 60. I just moved them 60.
Yeah, and we were 65 and 70 feet away.
Yeah,
We were 60 and 65. It's fine.
they're
Wouldn't
close.
make a
to our
difference
fight.
anyway.
Take we.
We're the underdogs. It's fine.
All right. So as my action, obviously, I will dash
Mhm.
to get right in front of Anna. I'm debating if I want to do this now.
Raging.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So I
Well-
think as I'm running, like an overwhelming sense of like, well, hold on.
Do you want to do it now or wait till your next turn? Because isn't it a bonus action?
It is a bonus action. Yeah.
Oh, but
just
they would
figured-
go before you.
Right. I just figured I'd like get it ready.
That's a good point.
But I mean, it wouldn't, they can't get to me right now. I'm assuming they would get to you two first. Unless
well, they would
Billy
get to
stays
you
back.
before me because you're closer. They
Well, no,
could
but
get
you're
to you
gonna,
technically.
go next. So
Yeah.
you're gonna go up closer. So
Am I? Who knows?
are you? I don't know. So I'm just like, let's see. Hold on. It lasts for 1 minute. It ends early if you're not unconscious, or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn, or taken damage since then. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rage. So first time raging, like just as I'm running, just an overwhelming like thing, and you can see like Takui kind of like almost like tries to like fight it back a little bit, but she just like as she gets to like right there like in front of Anna, she just like start like her hair like is like now just like complete fire,
Mhm.
and her eyes turn like they like gloss over and turn like completely like orange, basically. Like an orange red.
Give in. Calvitas is pleased.
The way you said my first time raging, it just made me think of like long time angry girl, first time rager. Thanks
Just
for
first time
having
raging in the
me.
campaign, but yeah.
Cool. Audrin, make a Constitution save for me.
What?
Oh,
Oof.
ooh. 3's not going to cut it. Let's
no.
see.
He's been poisoned.
Dun, dun, dun.
I
I made
think
a
there's
secret
somebody in
roll
the-
and your perception didn't get it.
I am guessing that there might be someone in the audience. Kind of like the Quidditch match with Snape and whatever his face
Quirrell.
in Sorcerer's Stone.
Professor Quirrell.
Yeah, Coral.
So, Audrin, you feel a sharp pain in the back of your neck. Make a DC. Well, yeah, I guess you just made the con save. You are now. Ooh, yeah, and you failed it by a lot. Yeah, you literally just pass out. You just on your face, just unconscious.
Y'all have fun now.
Jeez.
Why
Yeah,
do
great.
I literally
I don't know,
just-
man.
Like
So,
this is just gonna be the whole stinking campaign. I'm gonna wish for death.
and it will never come. So, Audrey, yeah, you take one step and you just like, "Ugh," and pitch forward, and the crowd just goes boo. We see Kosan just frown and like, oh, like what in the
Now
box?
I have a sample.
It's true.
Anna.
Do like these 3 squares on the edge count as in?
Yeah. So when I say circle, I don't mean the red part of the circle. I mean
the top.
outer circles too.
Okay.
Yeah. Just not the stairs. The stairs don't count.
So I'm gonna go there.
Cool.
And I will use my action to dodge.
Cool. Yeah. So you just get ready.
Piccolo would be proud.
Bring it.
Ready to defend. That's it.
Jelly.
So exciting.
Can I see them at all?
Probably not from where you are. No.
If I stepped over here, could I see them? Oh. If I stepped over here, could I see them?
No.
You'd
Yeah.
have
This
to get
is
up to the
high enough that I
top.
don't think you can, especially at your height.
You could go up and then back down.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Well, with
Oh.
Audrin down, we need all 3 of you guys if we're not going to have all of them.
I
go
just
unconscious,
remembered I have a
so-
breath weapon. Give me a second. I did actually not. Wait. Oh, maybe it's in here. 15-foot cone. Dang it, that's not close enough. I'll wait till they get a little closer. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will cast Frostbite on this guy.
Oof.
Okay.
That's a bad roll.
13 con save, which he fails just
Oh.
by a
So he
hair.
takes 1 damage,
Takes 1 cold
and,
damage.
He's a little chilly.
and it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Yeah.
And
So
then
he just suddenly.
I'm going to move back here.
My pinky toe, it shivers.
Oh, they might still be able to reach me.
Yep.
Also, the other thing is,
I couldn't see them unless I went up that high.
so we're basically banking on the fact that we're going to knock all of them unconscious because you're not going to stay in the circle, essentially.
Because we need
Yeah.
3 of us.
And Audrin is
Yeah, I
way
mean,
back there
if you move
unconscious.
out of the circle, then the timer goes. Yeah, like you won't get a round in this time.
Can't stay in there if they're going to hit me.
Sounds good. All right, they rush forward, but they can only move that far with 30 feet.
That's good.
Um,
Oh, wait. I wouldn't necessarily know that, though.
So I think what they're going to do is they'll stay there for this round too, and then just take the dodge action as well. Right, so they're like getting ready to rush you, but they haven't quite reached you yet. So you're kind of just standing off for now. Tikwi.
Okay. Takewee is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll get me right up to this guy.
Mhm.
And she'll club at him.
Sounds good. Do it.
Oh, man.
That's a miss.
That is a big fat
I mean,
miss.
it's a disadvantage anyway, but that's still unfortunate.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so Takewee, you like grab his arm and like try to like club him, and you're just tussling. All right, Audrin,
Dang.
you continue
Wait,
to be unconscious.
You're resistant to fire. Are you resistant or immune to fire damage?
Resistant.
Resistant.
I don't want to hit you with my breath weapon then. Oh, you
Well, you're
kind
also
of
raging, right?
Yeah, but raging is just for bludgeoning,
yeah,
piercing,
yeah.
and slashing damage.
Well, I have an idea that might work.
Anna.
Okay, I would like to.
We just have to take out 2 of them,
Go.
but they just have to take out 1 of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Say, well, also if you also have a healing word spell, that would be good.
I want to go up there, so only one person can attack me.
And I think you know the rules. The state, like you can drag your friends' bodies up onto the thing to get the
that
necessary
counts?
people. Yeah, it still counts, but
Okay.
obviously that's only going to work if they're all gone anyway. So if you do take out 2 of these guys, they could still win as long as they knock all of you out, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool. So I'm just gonna try and smack the guy that Takui was also trying to smack.
Yep.
22.
Very nice.
That's 5 damage.
Well, I guess it was.
and-
I guess it was an
It's 18.
18.
But yeah, still hits.
Still hit. And then as my bonus action, I will smack him again. Ugh,
Yep.
7.
That'll miss.
Oh yeah, 7.
Wait, is the dodge action? Does that work until you get hit, or is it
Until the
think
next
it's-
turn. Yeah.
Until
until the next turn?
yeah.
Okay, I can never remember the rules for dodge.
It gives
Because we're too
used
busy dishing
infrequently
out
enough.
damage.
Yeah. Cool. Deli.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying
I
to.
feel like I've got time.
Sorry, Jordan.
That's how it goes.
who were
Sometimes you die.
wanting were you wanting the healing word on me, or were we saying that?
No, on Andrin to get him back up.
The problem is I'd have to run all the way over there and essentially abandon you
So
Healing word is
Well,
120
healing-
feet, right?
Healing
Also-
word's a range.
I'm gonna
spell.
give you guys a freebie on this. He's not actually. None of his hit points actually got taken down.
guys. Oh.
Yeah.
It's he just had the. So basically, the way that the poison works is he now has the poison condition for 1 hour, and when he is poisoned, while he is poisoned in this way, is also unconscious because he failed to save by 5 or more.
Jeez.
And it's also only 60 feet.
Yeah.
So I'd have to run all the way back, even if I wanted to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Healing word on yourself might not be a bad idea at this point, then, because you
might.
need those. hit
Actually,
points.
that's a good point, but
Because
it
you're gonna
might
need to
also-
be up there. Yeah.
I
Like,
have
use
an
the cantrip and then use healing word.
Or actually, does item interaction count as a action? That counts as an action, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it depends. But
I do have that. So I'm going to do that. I'm thinking I'm going to do healing word on myself as a bonus action. Nice. Okay, that brings me up to full health, actually.
Nice.
And then I'm going to position myself in a way where I can hit. So they did the dodge action?
So if you do something that requires a save, it doesn't matter.
Okay, that's good because my breath weapon is a save.
Right.
So that could get all 4 of them. I think if I stand here, that will get. If I stand here and it's a 15-foot cone, will that hit all of them, but none won't hit my team?
15-foot cone. I believe so. Yep.
Okay. So I will do my.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be like this. It would be like this. So yeah.
I will do my breath weapon.
Cool.
11 fire.
Ooh.
That was like a
Wow. Yeah, that was good.
DC 13 deck save. Are you kidding me? Only one of
oh
them.
my gosh,
One of them fails.
Let me.
They still take half, right?
Is that just a cantrip?
That's just
that's
my.
a breath weapon.
Oh, it's just like an
His
ability.
Dragonborn thing.
Cool.
Well, you take this guy out at least. This top guy.
Which guy? Oh, the one guy who already had disadvantage.
Who had damage on him? Yeah.
Half as much on a failed save. Yeah, that's still 5
That's still
damage.
5
on-
I mean,
damage
that's
on
still
everybody.
good. That's still very
That's
good.
still good. Oh no! One guy takes 11.
And he goes down as well.
There you go.
Yeah, that was very good.
Wow, Deli, look at you.
Yeah. Please describe this for us, Deli, when this is epic fire blast comes from your mouth.
So Deli's looking because like as she's walking up, she's like, wait, where's she's like,
Where's Adrian? She looks back. She goes, oh no. And she looks, she's like, I can't. Okay, I have to do this. And she's, oh, She wouldn't be too opposed to getting rid of these guys, though, but she realizes she's kind of got to not just back away. So she uses the healing magic on herself, gets in position, and just goes.
Yeah. Two of them are charred corpses on the ground.
And she looks to Takui and goes, better?
Takeaway's raging, so she's just like,
Not listening to you.
Better.
Cool.
Okay.
It's their turns. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to give up because they're in a gladiatorial match. Yeah, so I think this one is, you know what, they're going to do this.
oh, well, now he's
they're-
out of the circle, though.
It doesn't matter. Like, their
Well, I
best
guess
chance
there's
is to
3.
gang up on people at this point. So they're just
Right,
going
I
to do
guess
that.
that's true.
Both with advantage.
Only one hit.
Only one hits, yeah. So you take 2 bludgeoning damage. GG, boys.
Well, you know what? It's fine by me
Yep. Takeaway.
because now we're
All
flanking
right.
that
Well,
guy.
I will club him, and now I'm flanking with
Yep.
Deli. So there you go.
That's it.
24 plus 2, so 8 damage
Yeah, he's down.
as I'm
Yeah.
raging.
And at this point, I think the guy just gives up because there's nothing else he can do.
3 on 1. Okay, well, Deli, as soon as he gives up, Deli is going to run over to
Audrin.
Audrin. Go.
Audrin, are you okay? Audrin. And I'm going to run to do a medicine check.
Yeah.
To see. Do I notice anything on him?
Make a investigation check.
Could the others come with me and help?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't have.
I don't have
Medicine.
investigation trained
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Sure.
I don't have medicine trained.
or
Yeah.
medicine.
Do you have investigation trained? Takeaway.
No.
well, it's just investigation. Then.
Yep.
16?
Yeah, I think 16 is barely enough. So what you find is a small, spidery-looking device right on the base of his neck, like almost like it was placed there and then like pricked his like skin and like stabbed into him.
She's going to grab it. Does it look like it's going to move?
No, it doesn't look alive. It just looks like it's like clamped onto his skin.
And she's going to like, what the heck? And now she's going to try and figure out what happened. Like, what the heck happened here in rural medicine?
Yep.
18.
Yeah, 18 is good enough to know. Obviously, this device caused it to happen, and you can, with an 18, you can extract it from his neck if you want.
Extract it from his neck.
Yeah, it won't actually damage him at all. You with an 18, you're able to just get it off.
Oh, I thought you meant the poison. I'm like, extract.
no, like the device.
Okay. But the medicine check was kind of also figuring out what the poison was.
To do what?
Well, it's just.
Oh, kind of hoping to figure out what the poison was.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to figure out as much until you actually take it off. Is the idea?
Okay, so she'll take off the thingy. Does it look like there's still actually? There's probably still like faint bits of poison in it. She could probably just figure it out in the morning.
Exactly. Right. That's what I think. This is like going to be a longer thing, and as soon as you like actually sit down and study it, you'll be able to figure out more about it. But yeah, I think you take it off, and I mean, I assume you guys then go stand on the hill long enough to win.
I throw one of I like toss.
I thought he
guy
just.
off.
I thought he just like surrendered.
That's
so
fair.
why-
I think in principle, like the performance part of it is you still do it, right?
I just
You-
like
like,
drag this
cheer,
guy
like, yeah,
over
we're
to
gonna
the
win.
stairs to make sure that they don't get the 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we have that like, symbolic standing there for 30 seconds and then you win. Yeah, so Audrin, I think pretty much he doesn't immediately wake up when you take it off, but in far less than an hour he's back up in conscious. And yeah. Yeah, and I honestly think that's probably where we just leave off, right? For tonight, and you guys can figure out more about like what this device is, why it poisoned him, and figure out who is causing this in the morning and next time we play, right?
Yeah.
In 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks. In the meantime, we'll be doing some side stories, which will be fun. So cool. Yeah, I think the last thing we see. So Audrin, you are revived. They found a little device in the back of your neck, and
It was gross.
Deli took it off. So, yeah. So, I think the last thing we see is while you guys are doing that, and like the symbolic cheering, like we won, sort of thing. We see a person in the crowd, an Azamar, the Azamar that randomly showed up and met Anna the other day. And he is just sitting in the crowd, like in the back, right? Hood up, watching the proceedings and frowning. And that is where we'll leave off our session for today. This has been Terra Invicta. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and end here, do an after show, get you guys some XP, fun stuff, fun session, fun to just kind of improv some stuff. And I pretty much know exactly what's happening though. I figured out like the actual like basics of it. I didn't actually make up NPCs, which is the thing I was improving, but I know like why this is happening and who's doing it roughly. So excited to see you guys explore more about what's going on here. Yeah, there you go. That's Terra Invicta. We'll be back next week with a side story. And then the next week after that, another side story. And then the week after that, back to Terra Invicta Prime with some good old return to these shenanigans and these characters. All right.
And don't forget to go to Caleb. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Caleb M. Powers.
And if you give $10 or above on there, you can make a character to insert into Terra Invicta if you would so like. Gurno the Clunker has made a character. I was thinking about introducing him today. Couldn't find a good moment for it, but he will be arriving shortly on the scene. I am very excited for you to meet him. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right. To the after show we go. Adios.